I know, very impromptu live, but you know what? So what? Don't forget, DoggieDiamondsNoFilter.com is the official website of Doggie Diamonds. Everything pertaining to Doggie Diamonds could be on that site, whether it's the shop, whether it's the social media, whether you missed an episode, everything is right on DoggieDiamondsNoFilter.com. Make sure you log on there. And have you heard about my $100 promo special? I got a promo deal going on. I'm going to give you the details right now. Make sure you hit me on Instagram at Doggie Diamonds. So, this promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV and the Interlude TV. That's the Insta stories, the YouTube community threads, Facebook, Twitter accounts. I could promote whatever you need. And reminder, this is for serious inquiries only, must be Cash App ready. I can help you bring more awareness to your products. Just contact at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram. At Doggie Diamonds on Instagram. Let's go. Let's go. Hit that like button as you come into the room. As you enter the chat, hit the like button. Very essential that you hit the chat. And if you hit the chat, then other people will be notified. And don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
You might have forgot. I got to remind y'all every time. You might forget. So I just got to make sure you know that
Doggie Diamonds did this.
As you come into the room, hit the chat. Hit the like. Hit the chat. Hit the like. Just hit the like as soon as you just log on. All right, this is going to be a pretty deep dive tonight. So ride with me on this one. This is going to be a deep dive. I went to the gym earlier. I also did my 10,000 steps. Shout out to Tishar. Sincere's in the building. E. Blandon in the building. Nisha's in the building. Young Yala's in the building. Tony G. Water X. Corey McMillan. Glad you finally caught alive. The real jewel is Polar. Mamba, what's up? Fatima, what's up? Big Mars in the building as always. Rap Zone TV is here. And don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes. All right, I'm ready. Y'all ready? Sir Breeze, I see you. I see you. Don't I got the greatest intro on YouTube? Let it be known, man. Let it be known. Let the people know, yo, if you want to hear the dopest intro on YouTube, you got to go over there. And don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
sometimes I just want to just sit here and just rock out for a few minutes. We got Nuo the Kid in the building. Bernadette is in the building. Russell L is in the building. Justin Rome. Zone 84. No, Zone 864 TV. Shah Sun is in the building. We see y'all. We just need them likes to go up. Hit that like. It's important. You hit the like, everybody get the notifications. Everything goes well when you hit that like button. All right, the beat stopped. I guess it's time for me to be quiet now and just come on to the show. What's up, everybody? You already know I got on Pamela Lee. I see you know I already got on the Tupac hat. We got Coley in the building. What's up? Rob C in the building. No, I and the son, Coley. Nicole. Yeah. Listen, so you know I got on a Tupac hat, so we going, whenever this hat come on, it's going to get crazy. So what's up, everybody? I wasn't going to go live today. I had a lot going on. But I was like, you know what? Yeah, I ain't been on yesterday. I think the last time I was on was, I don't even know. So I was like, let me go on, talk really quick, let y'all know some stuff. I got to refresh, of course. At a certain time of the stream, it makes me refresh. I don't know why. I got to ask YouTube why that happens. But I guess they'll tell me one day why at a certain time in the stream I have to refresh. So that's what I did, because I don't see myself going, like, being live at the same time. So I don't know what's happening. So the live stream didn't shut down. For some reason, it just freezes at a certain time, so I have to fix it. But we good. So, okay. This is a deep dive, okay? I'm going to put some pieces to the puzzle together to let y'all know what's going on. You know, I like to go show y'all, just refresh y'all screen, just refresh, because I have to refresh too. I don't know why. I'm going to figure that out, why that happens. So just hit refresh. I'm still here, y'all. So Angie Dickerson in the building. We have Tisha in the building. We have TKC. See, when I try to read with these shades on, it's not a good look, but I got to put these shades on because they just be too bright in here. That's why the stream looks so crispy. I need the lights. All right, let me be quiet. Let me get to what I got to get to because I ain't really getting to it. But I need them likes to go up. There's a few people in here and the likes ain't liking. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all to like it. All right. So, scrolling the internet, looking for something to cover, some hip-hop talk. So I came across this article on Hip Hop DX. So I'm going to read it to you, and then I'm going to put some pieces together for y'all. Then I'm going to get the hell up out of here. All right? So, according to Hip Hop DX and other news outlets on the internet, Foxy Brown reportedly eyed as key witness in Tupac unalive trial. Foxy Brown is reportedly being eyed as a key witness in Tupac's unalive trial later this year. According to the U.S. Sun, prosecutors want Foxy to act as a witness in the case as they believe she can provide evidence that Keefe D was in Las Vegas the night of the rap legend's unaliving, something he denies. See, first he bragged about it, then when it got spooky for him, now he's denying that he did it. He's denying he was even in Las Vegas that night. So that's his defense. Keefe, real name Dwayne Davis, has claimed that there is no proof that he was in Las Vegas on September 7th, 1996. But according to the publication, the Clark County District Attorney Office is building a list of witnesses they believe can prove that the former Crip was in Sin City. See, first he was clout chasing, bragging. Then when he got nabbed for it, now he's saying I was just playing. See what clout chasing gets you? Anyway, Foxy allegedly saw Keefe D in Vegas and even interacted with him before Tupac's, unfortunately, later that night. Keefe D has previously copped to meeting Foxy on the night that Tupac was unalived in his book, Compton Street Legend. He wrote this in the book. He has a book called Compton Street Legend, but has since claimed that anything he boasted about the late rapper's unaliving was false. In his autobiography, he wrote, "As I walked up to the driver's side window, I noticed that the rapper Foxy Brown was in the car with Zip. Eric Von Zip is the same person, but everybody calls him Zip. So he, remember that name. So he instructed her to step out of the car and motioned for me to jump in. Zip had a hidden compartment that he opened up, reached in, and pulled a black 40 Glock out. He turned to me and said, 'It's time to get this money.' Zip handed me a 17 shot, which I promptly put down the back waist of my pants. I hopped out the car, held the door open for Foxy to get back in, closed the door, and they pulled off. Prosecutors are now alleging speaking with Foxy in an attempt to convince her to testify at the trial. Keefe D trial for the Tupac was originally set to begin last week, but now has been delayed until November 4th. The delay is a result of Keefe D's new lawyer asking for more time to go over all the discovery materials related to the case. So, why is this important? Now, I want you to go right here. I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to tell you why this is important. In his biography, he wrote, "As I walked up to the driver's side window, I noticed that the rapper Foxy Brown was in the car with Eric Von Zip. So he instructed her to step out of the car and motioned for me to jump in." Why is that important? I'm going to tell you why that's important right now. That's important because his name was allegedly tied, Zip that is, was allegedly tied to the person that Puffy paid to make this happen. Diddy, that is. That's the Diddy tie to all of the Tupac situation in Keefe D. it was via Zip. This is not what I'm saying. This is all public information. How I'm going to put it out for public information, it's already out there. So as you know, with my interview with Gene Deal, when I originally did the interview, before he went anywhere else, he said, I saw the check that was paid for the Tupac hit and who got paid for it. In this interview, you can go back and look at this on Doggie Diamonds TV. This was 4 years ago I did this. In this interview, he never said the name. I kind of didn't want to know the name. I didn't want that on my platform, like saying the name like that, who got paid for that, because I didn't want to be called in for no witness or nothing like that, or, any footage getting confiscated. I just was thinking ahead. I think stuff like that actually happens. So after I did this went very, very viral, still going viral now to this day. I saw the check that was paid for the Tupac hit and who got paid for it. He didn't say the name, and I didn't ask him who it was. Again, I did not want to know. That's just, you saw the check, like who gets paid in the check? But he explained why it was a check, because some people were saying, who gets paid for the check? This is when I was doing the interviews in the Viacom building. The Viacom building houses BT, MTV, and I think VH1 Soul. I was in the building. This is when I used to do my show in there. So after this went out, my number one fan did an interview with him later on. And this 2 years ago now, you can see, hold on. Let's make this plain, because people be thinking they don't be wanting to give me my credit for innovating stuff. This was 4 years ago, as you can see down here. This was 2 years ago. Gene Deal on seeing Eric Von Zip with the $1 million check allegedly for the Tupac unaliving. So in this interview, he disclosed that he saw the $1 million check and who got it. So this is why this is deep. So with my interview, he said he saw the check 4 years ago. But then when he did an interview with the little homie, he admitted who got the check, and it was $1 million check. Now, what makes that deep is because in many situations, Keefe D said he got paid $1 million, or was allegedly supposed to get paid $1 million for the situation. But he didn't get paid, and Zip allegedly deaded them on the bread. Zip allegedly deaded him on the bread. So what had happened was, this is all public record. This is nothing I'm making up, no Jaguar Wright stuff, no speculation. You can watch the interviews for yourself, and all the information is out there. What happened was, when people do stuff, they'll pay you this, but this is for that, but I'll put it under this. So this is the case what happened. So when he said he saw the check, he saw the check. But from what was said, Zip deaded them on the check. He never gave them the money. He never gave Keefe D and them the money. He deaded them. This is what this rule was said. So Foxy Brown being there, I can't say she was there. I can't say she wasn't there, but he said she was there. So I just find it ironic that he says she was there vividly, like Foxy Brown out of all people. Why would Foxy be in Vegas with Zip? Well, everybody in New York, we all know each other. Zip was a major player in New York, you know what I'm saying, on the streets. So the probability of her being out there with him, who knows? But for him to be so vivid that the particular unaliving weapon was given to him that day and he recalls her being there, you just don't make something like that up. You know what I'm saying? That's like, yo, man, I was over there. I was about to do this interview and I had to duff this dude and Nardwuar was there. And you be like, Nardwuar? Huh? Why would Nardwuar be there? You know what I'm saying? So what had happened was, I gotta stop saying what had happened was. So there's also something out there called unalive rap, right? Unalive rap, where Keefe explains it, because this man has been talking for years. I just think people thought he was capping, but he was telling stuff, and a lot of people was documenting it and talking about it, but we thought he was capping until they picked him up. So they're not going to pick him up unless they have evidence. And one of the biggest things that they was using evidence was his own big ass mouth. He wrote about it. He was in documentaries. He did The Art of Dialogue. He did Vlad. He did all these interviews, and he kept reiterating it. So again, I can't see him saying Foxy Brown. Like, you know, respectfully, we haven't seen her in years. She hasn't put out music in years. If you go to her social media, she doesn't post pictures of herself. She's not at events. She's not on the scene. So just for him to just pick her name out the hat, you be the judge. You decide whether it's believable or not. And then for him to be so vivid that she was in the whip with him, he told her to get out, and then he handed me the burner and was like, yo, time to get this money. So Tony Piper said, what was Foxy doing out there? I mean, we traveled. It was the Mike. Remember, this was the night of the Mike Tyson fight. Mike Tyson, Bruce Seldon. So everybody was in town. This is Mike back for the heavyweight championship. We from Brooklyn. So everybody was in town for the Mike Tyson fight. This is Las Vegas. So it's not like she was out there chilling. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like she was out there. So it happened. And one thing I'm gonna say, I will never call Gene a liar. You know what I'm saying? I don't know Gene to lie. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know him to lie. I've had conversations with Gene on the camera. Oh, stop repeating myself. You ain't got to worry about it, because I don't even like your name anyway. Your name is stupid. Get that person out of here. Type that. I don't know Gene to be a liar. I've had private conversations with Gene, and I've had public conversations with Gene. And I can't say that he's lying about anything. I can't say he's lying. And I know people who know him that would have said, yo, he a liar, that said, nah, I don't know him to be a liar. So I can't say he's lying. You know what I'm saying? I can't say he's like, yo, you gotta go too. You gotta go too, because you talk a lot of stupid shit. Get that Carrie individual out of here too.
Bye, bitch.
So the reason why I talk about this stuff, because it's in the news. And you know what's funny? A lot of times when we speak, or some of us speak, they come down and they talk about, oh, you talking about this again? Yo, it's in the news. I didn't just make this up. I didn't just come up one day and say, oh, let me talk about this. Let me just fabricate stuff. No, these are new occurrences that's happening with this situation. So her being wanted as a witness is crazy. It's just crazy to me. So I feel like she could vindicate him, or she could come there and say, yo, I saw him there. Now, the deep thing about it all is Zip is deceased. So he can't be called for nothing. Zip is deceased. So his name is going to be thrown around, and he can't be held accountable for anything, or, you know, it's nothing that could happen. Thank you, Lacen Jiddle, Jason Little. I used to talk backwards, so I love the name Lacen Jiddle. I love that. I used to be like potty skipping. That's a whole nother topic, you know. But anyway, yeah. So the probability of her being out there could have been possible because it was the Mike Tyson, Bruce Seldon fight. This is Mike Tyson. Is fighting for the championship again against Bruce. And that's like that fight. You remember the Bruce Seldon fight? Like Bruce Seldon took a dive or whatever. I didn't even. Anyway, so she could have been out there. Zip was a major player in New York City and around the globe, as we find out. He was a major player. And all the players was in Las Vegas. Everybody's. That's how it happened to Tupac. Everybody was at the hotel. Everybody was at I think it was at the MGM Grand. Big ass hotel. This is Mike Tyson. It was, so everybody's gonna be there. So don't be surprised if more names was there. And the weird thing about this situation also, and we gotta think about this, and this is why this is a hard case to solve, to try and all that. Because so many players in the situation of the Tupac thing are deceased. Of course, Tupac is deceased, right? Zip is deceased. Gaddafi is deceased. So Gaddafi was a witness. He's deceased. Tupac is deceased. And Zip is getting blamed for a lot, and he's deceased. And one thing that tripped me out about the whole Zip situation is that how they started talking and bringing his name up after he passed away, though. But his name was brought up a long time ago, though, too. It was an article written by somebody, and they described all of these exact things that happened, because I think Keefe D just been talking for a long time. And what y'all got to understand, too, a lot of times these dudes talk because interviews became their way of making money. So Keefe D, I was supposed to do an interview with him before because I have his book, but he wanted to charge me. I don't pay for interviews. I'm just be real with you. I refuse to pay people for interviews. I refuse to pay people for interviews. I think it messes up the integrity, because I feel like when you pay people, sometimes they're liable to say anything because you paid them. So that's why you get them, them Jaguar Wright fabulous stories and Orlando Browns and all that, because this is how they earn their income. So if they don't have a story, if they don't have something new to reveal or act like they're exposing something, how are they going to earn their income? So I won't pay for an interview. That's just me personally. For those who do that, do it. You know what I'm saying? People like Mess, people don't really care about the integrities, the truth of the matter. They just want clicks, views, and a story. So people will pay. I just won't pay. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing you're not going to do, you're not going to sit before me as a custody and I just paid you mad bread and you just sitting there saying anything. You like Jaguar saying, oh, I did this, oh, I saw this, and said, no, you didn't. So maybe I have too much integrity when it comes to this. Maybe I should just get my views. Jaguar, don't be correct. I'll say this again. Don't be correct. It's a lot of stories. This is what y'all got to understand, right? It's a lot of stories that are on the internet that you might not have heard it. Some stories have been said so much that if anybody can sit before you and say, I heard, and it would sound like the truth because the story is out there. But many people be talking from the first hand accord, like they know they was there, and they be lying, and Jaguar is one of them. I mean, it's just the truth. We all could speculate. We all could say this is happening. We all could say this is going to happen. I mean, according to her, Jay-Z has something to do with Big L's demise. Like, it's just, again, a broke clock is right twice a day. So at the time you look at the clock, it might be the correct time. You could say, what time is it? You look up at the clock. It's 12 a.m. And you could ask somebody passing. They said it's 12 a.m. So the clock is right. But if you don't pay attention and then you go look back at another 12 hours, it's 12 p.m., the clock is right. But what about the other 22 hours? So what happens is people start conflating stories based off of you looking at them, their track record of being right. So now you start thinking everything they say is right, and people be capping. And I'm telling you, people be capping. So that's why I don't interview them. That's why I don't want them on my platform, because it ruins my credibility if I having a liar on my platform. And I pride myself on having credible, you know what I'm saying? I having credibility, and I pride myself on giving y'all the truth. I don't pride myself on just getting on here, just chatting because it sounds good. I don't pride myself on just giving you a story. That's why when I do my lives, a lot of times I go to sources. A lot of times I read with these damn shades or be fumbling, but I like to show you where I'm getting it from. I can't say I heard, because that's when it's gossip. It's not gossip when I'm actually reporting. So according to what journalism is, it's reporting from a source. If a person didn't see it firsthand, then you can't report what you heard or what you think if you don't have a source. That's why I read things to y'all every night. You know, that's why I'll say, according to such and such. You know, I use Hip Hop DX a lot as a source because I like the website. So that's why I go to the source. So that's why I do that a lot of times. So every time you notice I do a live, if I'm not just talking and just, talking, about street stuff, I go to a source. I say, well, this is what this said. So a lot of times people will be like, oh, you're talking about this again? No, I'm not talking about this again. They're talking about this again. This is in the news. And because you didn't see it, it's not me bringing it up. But people see what they want to see, hear what they want to hear. And sometimes people want everything from everybody, but they just don't want it from you. So anybody can do what I'm doing and they'll accept it. But because it's you, they'll be like, oh, nah. So that's why I read stuff. I try to give y'all the source. You can look it up for yourself, because I don't ever want to say something to y'all and y'all be just sitting there like, where is he getting this from? No, this is where I'm getting it from. Because I didn't know this, just like y'all didn't know. I was surprised just like y'all. So I'm like, damn, Foxy Brown, Tupac, Las Vegas, Zip, what the hell is going on? So that's why I'll go to sources and cite sources. And it's not only, and see, when you do a deep dive and you look at sources, it's not there. This is from here. It's all over. And the funniest thing, we don't look at print magazines and we don't look at websites no more. We look at Twitter and we look at Instagram and we look at Facebook. So if it's not on one of those outlets, we don't see it. But it's all over. I could put Foxy Brown Tupac in the search and it's gonna come up on the source. It's gonna be on all over. But how often do we visit them sites? So sometimes people think I just got up and just made something up. No, I go through the internet. I don't just look at X as my source or Facebook as my source or Instagram as my source. I don't follow the Shade Room. I don't know what's on the Shade Room because a lot of those outlets don't really have a lot of credibility to me. You know what I'm saying? And they're doing this. They're just compiling everything in one space. Me, I look all over the internet when I'm looking for stuff to talk about. And when I don't have nothing to talk about, I just won't talk. I won't come on live because I don't want to waste your time and be wasting my time as well. So that's why I'll go through different sites. You know what I'm saying? I'll go through here, because even I keep going back here. I don't know why I keep going back here, but I just want to have y'all understand. Even this is on Hip Hop DX. Reason why I know this is here, because this is my favorite site. I go to this site every day. But according to the U.S. Sun, right? So they're using the U.S. Sun as their source. But I have to say according to Hip Hop DX because I'm using them as my source. So this is called citing your sources. If you can't source up, don't say nothing. They got a thing with Sonetta in them channel. They be like source up or shut up. But they don't say shut up. They say shut the F up. So according to the Sun. But look, this goes deeper into, if you look at the Sun, when you see things in blue, this is the source of where they getting it from. So why is it's taking so long for justice in the Tupac case? So they break this down. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of reporting, but I know people don't like to read. People don't like, he wrote that Foxy Brown was present. Oh, okay. He wrote that Foxy Brown was present during the meeting with the now deceased New York City socialite and party planner, Eric Zip Martin, but he was called Von Zip. And, he goes into, so this is the source. So he said in this chapter, it's in the book, The Main Event, Davis wrote that he met Martin, who was with Foxy Brown, inside of a high-end Mercedes-Benz. While not specified about the location, it appears that the meeting happened at the MGM Grand Casino, close to the valet drop-off. So when you look at this is very detailed. So for him to have these details like this, he's either telling the truth or he's one of the greatest fucking liars of all time. Either or. Because he got details. You get what I'm saying? He's saying the car they was in and everything. And like I said, Foxy Brown, out of all the names you could pick up, like, yeah, man, I was there with Foxy Brown. So that's why it's important to cite your sources. That's why when I see people say stuff, when I see people do stuff, I'll be like, yo, they capping, because you can't say where you getting it from. And a lot of stuff on the internet, I just want y'all to know this is very important. So when you see me calling somebody a liar, that's why I be saying they're lying, because they can't tell you the source of anything. And then they act like they were there, but they wasn't even there. It's so many rumors and gossip and so much stuff on the internet. Again, I know people who argue with me. I had somebody arguing with me today about Little Kim. When I said that's my childhood friend, you're a fan. You're talking about somebody that I know. Like Foxy Brown. I know these people. So again, I'm not going to just sit here and say, I heard, I think. I'd be like, no, I know certain things about people. And there's a lot of stuff on the internet that I don't even indulge, because I don't break people trust of me knowing them, and everything is not for the internet. Listen, let me tell y'all something. The stuff I know about people, whoa, if I was on that type of time. I've never been on that type of time. I've never been the type of person that'll sit here and tell people secrets and what I know, or who was sleeping with who did this to somebody in the street. I've never done that. That's not what I do. But I will deal with a source. You know what I'm saying? I will deal with a source. I will go, such and such. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up with Foxy, Kim, Junior Mafia, Biggie. We all from the same neighborhood. Even though Foxy is from Cross Atlantic. She's across Atlantic Avenue. She's more like in the Park Slope side. But we're across Fulton. So if you go by Atlantic Terminals, which is on Atlantic and Carlton, you go straight up. She's on that block on St. Mark's. So it's like Carlton and St. Mark's. That's where she's from. Every year they have a basketball tournament every summer, which is probably coming up soon, to one of our fallen comrades who passed. And I said comrades, and it's funny because his name is Conrad. So rest in peace to Conrad McCrae. He played very, very, let's look up Conrad McCrae. He's from my neighborhood. He made it from college, highly touted college basketball player, and made it to the Houston Rockets, was in the Rucker, a lot of stuff, but he passed away. And they have a basketball tournament. Gavin, Anton, like, these is my friends. Me and Inga used to go to summer camp together. Let's just say that. Summer camp. We were little. So that's how long I've known her. You know what I'm saying? So I be having a hard time calling her Foxy sometimes, because she was Inga longer than she was Foxy. So, so the connection also is allegedly, according to Keefe D, and you could watch that on Murder Rap, Diddy is the one who paid the bounty in the first place. So that's his connection to Keefe D. So if Keefe D ends up being convicted, if Keefe D ends up being found guilty, then you know your man is going to get you know your man is going to get called in all of this because it's out there, it's on record. I think it's called murder rap. I think look that up. And even the detective who was, I believe his name was Russell Poole. I think did Russell Poole pass away? If I'm not mistaken, he did. But let me look. I think Russell Poole passed away too. He was the one who put a lot of this case together, and solved a lot of stuff. And I think he might have passed away. Yeah, he passed away as well. Russell Poole was one of the head detectives in this situation. So we could go to his Wikipedia. Reggie Wright, Russell Poole. Well, anyway, Russell Poole was one of the biggest investigators, because quiet is kept. Russell Poole was discussing a cold case murder investigation with Los Angeles County Sheriff's homicide investigators when he was stricken at their Monterey Park offices. Investigators performed CPR before Poole was rushed to a local hospital, but a short time later, he was pronounced dead. So he was one of the lead investigators in the Biggie situation, but quiet is kept, and it's an open secret. It might be a connection, and as time comes out, it's a connection between the Tupac situation and the Biggie situation. A lot of the same players is involved, and it ain't who you think. That's all we can say about that. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I don't want nobody calling me in for nothing. Allegedly. It's a very big connection. Yeah, very big connection. Because as I spoke about in previous situations, Tupac and Biggie was very cool. It was people who drove a wedge between them two. They didn't have no issues with each other. And for some reason, Tupac was more angry at Diddy than he was Biggie. Biggie was just a casualty because he was the moneymaker for Diddy. But he was very, very angry at Diddy for some reason. So as more time goes by, the connections is going to come out. We're going to see like, wow, it was all elaborate plan with a lot of stuff. And there was a lot of people involved that you like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you keep seeing names like Greg Kading. You keep seeing, and remember, the night that it happened, Gene Deal was there. Gene Deal was there. He was right there. Certain people were right there. And Pamela Lee said, right. If you solve one, you solve the other one. So, at the same time, Keefe D might be the fall guy. Might be the fall guy. So, yeah, it's very messy. Unfortunately, these two young men lost their life because as we really, really think about it, 24, 23, 25 is young. Is very young. But at that time, when you're on top of the world, as an artist, it doesn't seem like you're young. You know, you seem like a veteran. You know, you're on top of the world. Tupac is on top of the West Coast. Biggie is one of the tops in the East Coast. And to me personally, I always felt like Snoop Dogg was bigger than Tupac. I felt like Snoop Dogg definitely took a back seat to Tupac. Because remember, Snoop Dogg, it was no anticipation like Snoop Dogg. But they had the West Coast doing their thing. William Finley, I thank you for subscribing. They had the West Coast doing their thing. And these was kids. So, you know, if you knew now, if you knew then what you knew now, imagine how life would be. So we talking about 25-year-olds, 24-year-olds who's making millions of dollars. It's very, very messy. And it's a lot of names that have been omitted from stuff. And it's a lot of people that name should come up a little bit more, but that's why they stay quiet. Every now and again they pop up, they say something, but it's a lot of people. And again, I want to go on record and say, Tupac was not coming to the studio to see Biggie. That's a fact. So Tretch lied, a lot of people lied, and I tell them that shit to their face. You lied. Tretch lied. And according to different sources, Tretch was even on the outs with Tupac when Tupac died. So what would he know? But these young men got caught up in, you got to remember too, the East Coast, West Coast thing was marketed and promoted. A lot of people ate off that. Remember, this is print magazine time. The print magazines ate. There was no blogs. There was no websites. The print magazine ate. MTV News, all of this shit ate off that. They ate. They made a lot of money. And they pumped something that didn't really exist. And I never really disliked nobody on the West Coast. I mean, we was pumping, we was listening to The Chronic and Doggy Style. One of Biggie's favorite albums was The Chronic. This is a fact. So when they kept saying the East Coast, West Coast thing, if it's a West Coast thing and we got beef with the West Coast, why would Foxy Brown and them be in Las Vegas? Las Vegas and California is right there. You know, so it was a lot of people pumping it because there was a lot of money in it. It was a lot of money in it. And in that situation, disc records hit different back then because it was a lot of sales that was done. It was sales. This is the days of $500,000 videos. This is the days of $100,000 videos. Now somebody grab a Rebel or certain things, right? And then they just film. You get what I'm saying? This is high production back then. Look at California Love. They had Roger Troutman out there. They emulated the whole Mad Max thing. That wasn't no cheap video. Look at Hypnotize. A lot of these videos was big budget. There was a lot of money to be made. And I feel like these two young men was pumped into it to make money. And I want to show you something else if I may. Let me see something really quick. Hold on. Because this is very important as well. If I can find it. I'm not gonna be able to find it really quick. Let me see something. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. Let me see if I can find it, if I have it. But if you get a chance, if you never saw it before, one thing, this is a very, very interview. Very, very deep interview. It's an hour and 28 minutes. It won't take that much of your time. Yeah, this is a very, very deep interview. And, you know, I asked him a lot. You know what I'm saying? I asked him a lot. Like, I didn't leave no stone unturned in that interview. But it's something that I need y'all to see. That's very, very important pertaining to Gene. Well, this is one. Right? You could look at that title. I'm not even going to say it out loud. Also, you see that title? Now look, this is another one. I'll give you this as well. Hold on. View your channel. I have to go to manage videos. And I'm going to type in his name because I want to find this particular video. I should have had my phone by me. All right, this is one that I wanted to show y'all. This is one of my shorts that I made. Let me show you.
That night, I wanted to do the presidential thing. Yo, Keefe D them had came up into the party.
So when he says the president, oh man, hold on. When he says the presidential thing,
That night, I wanted to do the presidential
I'll explain
thing.
that in a minute.
Yo, Keefe D them had came up into the party. I said, yo, Keefe, yo, Big, you know Keefe? Just like that. Yo, Big, they gave each other dap.
So Keefe D.
That night, I wanted to do the presidential thing. Yo, Keefe D them had came up into the party. I said, yo, Keefe,
So
yo,
reason
Big.
why this is important as well, because the night of Biggie's last night, Keefe D came into the party. So again, Keefe D still around. Now, if the relation is Zip Keefe D, that has nothing to do with Big. That has nothing to do with Big. That has nothing to do with him. So that's why I posed the question on the video. He came into the party, but who invited him? Who invited him into this party? You know, let me find one more thing for you. This is very, very important. And me and Gene is gonna re-up and do something else too. We spoke. I know y'all don't be paying attention sometimes, so you know. Did I? Is this the commercial? Maybe I'll show this because it's a specific part I want y'all to see, but I just can't find it for the life of me.
I've been totally honest about everything I said. I don't gain nothing from this.
Got you.
Nothing from this. But I watched that boy lose his life, man, for nothing. When we already knew not to go, not to be there. Now, everybody can sit up here and talk about it's about business. Okay, he was doing business. The same business he took care of in LA, he could have did it in New York. What different business he did? Went to a radio station. He hung out with D-Rock, Sally Richardson, and all that stuff like that. They stayed going all day. I knew what was up. But I thought I had gotten D-Rock ear enough for D-Rock to be like, nah, man, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking my man to this party. Because I already told him. Asked him that question. He know even before we left Andre Harrell's house the night Big got killed. I said to Big, Lil C's, Tone, and D-Rock, these dudes are trying, these gonna kill us tonight, bro. Somebody gonna die tonight. And he said, Lil C said, go ahead, Gene, with that old cop. You think you know everything. I wasn't trying to get at Puff.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to let people know the truth. Don't lie and say you didn't know. Because Suge Knight tells you, y'all ain't got a problem with me, y'all ain't got no problem. That don't mean you ain't got a problem. But I'm not gonna let you lie on the dead. You understand? You know, I'm not gonna let you, you know, and he did the same thing with Wolf. You know, he's a big part of why Wolf ain't here today. But people don't understand it. Puff said, I don't care if Pac got a...
Okay, yeah, this is the part right here. This is the part right here that I wanted for y'all, and this is in this right here. This is very, very important. Listen to this.
I don't care if Pac got to die. I don't care if Big got to die.
Hold on.
Damn it. Puff said, I don't care if Pac got to die. I don't care if Big got to die. Suge Knight can go to jail, all I care. I'm tired of living my life like this. Something got to change.
Woo, y'all missed that trailer. That only got like 5,000 views. Boy, I was nice with that. That's the part I wanted y'all to hear. And ain't it funny that all of that came to fruition? All that came to fruition. Pac, unfortunately gone. Biggie, unfortunately gone. And Suge went to jail. That's exactly what happened. So that's what I wanted y'all to hear. That's what I was looking for. I thought I had it somewhere. But, I mean, you know, unfortunately, this is a movie that's playing out in front of us. And you hear that music in that trailer? Oh, man, I be in here editing. But anyway, yeah, thank y'all for appreciating me. That's what I wanted y'all to hear. Wolf, gone. Because we always leave Wolf out of it, right? Wolf ain't here no more. And yeah, man. So it's happening now before our eyes, and a lot is gonna be revealed as time goes on. A lot of things is happening before our eyes. A lot is happening before our eyes, and again, you solve one, you solve the other. Jason King, I appreciate you. You solve one, solve the other. So this is what's going on. But if you get a chance, one of the moderators, put that full interview in the chat, because again, I asked him everything, and I believe, you know, I got a lot of information out of him. Because you know, when I do interviews, I let the people talk. I ask critical questions, but I also let them talk. And shout out to Gene for granting me that interview. And I thought it was really, really dope. So yeah, that's really it, y'all. So let's see how all of this take place. I don't know if Foxy is gonna be a witness. She might still be over in the crib over there. You know, I know she had a daughter. She's not really on the scene, but I'm just, like I said, I was just scratching my damn head. You know, General Soul says, do you think Gene Deal was enabling some of the situations by being a witness? So let me let me say something about the Gene situation that a lot of people get wrong. Because I asked him, and watch the interview. I asked him that. He was warned that they were gonna come for them. Right? He was warned, if I'm not mistaken, by Unique Mecca Audio. Called him. Shout out to Unique Mecca Audio. Unique Mecca Audio called him from federal prison and said, yo, Gene, vest up. This is in the interview. But you know, you can't really say so much on the phone. So when he got that call from Unique Mecca, it's all in the interview, so I'm not just saying stuff. When he got the call, he told them, yo, they gonna try to make that move on us tonight. When he told them, they didn't believe him. Now, many people want to blame Gene and say, yo, you was the bodyguard. You was there. How you let it happen? How bodyguarding works, he was never Biggie's bodyguard. He was never Biggie's bodyguard. His job is to make sure Puffy doesn't get hurt. Unique Mecca Audio was in jail. Everything comes from jail. Let's just say that. Everybody knows everything. And when you're in federal prison, it's not the same as state prison. You know everything that's going on, because you could be in a whole nother state from, but let me stick to the story. So he was never Biggie's bodyguard. He's Puffy's bodyguard. So unfortunately, when you're one person's bodyguard, you don't, whatever happens to somebody else, I'm not saying it's not your concern, but your job is this is, as Gene called it, was his principal was Diddy. His principal wasn't Biggie. Remember, Biggie got his own entourage. His dudes is out there. So his principal is Diddy. Diddy hired him. But when he went to them and said, we need more security, they said no. So they was out there. Watch the interview. You'll get, you'll get a lot. And also when he said he wanted to do the presidential, what he was saying was he wanted to ride on the top of the car. So the presidential thing is this. Remember when presidents used to ride the motorcades, used to have the Secret Service on the top of the on the side of the cars. That's called the presidential. You ride on the side of the car, so any potential threat you can stop. Puffy wouldn't let him do the presidential thing. He said no. So it was a lot of faulty, weird stuff that took place. Allegedly, somebody ran through the light. They didn't take the light. It was a lot that happened. And unfortunately, the end result is the end result. A lot of people are sad. A lot of people, life has been changed, and it's an ongoing thing. It's almost been 30 years later. Yeah, so Gene wanted to do the presidential, and like RJ said, it hang off the side of the car. So if you're hanging off the side of the car, and remember, he's licensed. You hanging off the side of the car, nobody could come up to the car. Any potential threat that come up to the car, you could neutralize that immediately. Diddy told him no. So it happened the way it happened. Yeah, it's just, again, it's just messy. You know what I'm saying? It's just really, really messy. And a lot took place out there. But, like I said, Big was my childhood friend also. Inga, my childhood friend, Little Kim, my childhood friend, we all from the same neighborhood, grew up around each other. Although Inga is younger than me, Biggie and Little Kim is older than me. Biggie's older than all of us by some years. I think Kim got me by 2 years. Yeah, Kim got me by 2 years. And I got Foxy by like 1.5 years. So Foxy was the youngest in all of this. But, she was outside. I can't say she was a street girl. She doesn't come from that background. Her brothers wasn't street guys. They were basketball stars. Basketball was their life. Shout out to Gavin. That's my bro. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I was somewhere and I ain't gonna say who, but a certain group of dudes, they was going front on Gavin, and I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Gavin. Shout out to Anton, the older brother. Anton is my guy too. They all look alike too. And yeah, Gavin became Pretty Boy, the rapper. So we was able to see each other. The dopest thing about my neighborhood, we was all able to see each other's rise, but then division had came. Unlike like Queensbridge, if you don't know anything about Queensbridge, that project's is big as hell. It's 96 buildings. 96 buildings. So that's why they have all that talent. Started with MC Shan, though. We got to pay respect to the architects. Shan started it all. Then you had Marley. Then you had Shantae, but Shan, that's the house that MC Shan built, in my opinion. But now my neighborhood, we have blocks. We all side block people. We're not projects. We're all side block people. Fulton Street is a main street. So Fulton Street runs from downtown Brooklyn to Nostrand Avenue and beyond. We're considered to be downtown. Now it's called Clinton Hills. But when we was there, it was the Sty. They call it Clinton Hills now, but when we was there, it was called Bed-Stuy in our time. So I'm on this block. You have Biggie 2 blocks over. You have Little Kim on the back blocks on this side, and then you have Inga across Atlantic. So in my neighborhood, the people who moved to my neighborhood, Erykah Badu moved to my neighborhood, Common moved to my neighborhood, J. Rule moved to my neighborhood, Afu Ra moved to my neighborhood, Easy Mo B moved around there. Tech from Smith & Wesson moved around there. Aguilar used to be in the hood. Iron Solomon moved to my neighborhood. And Hakeem Green, weird ass, actually moved to my block. But, you know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of people. It was more than that. Damn, I used to see Dream Hampton a lot. Damn, who else? It was a lot of people that was just in my neighborhood. And some other people. Oh, Benny Boone lived in my neighborhood. AJ from 106 in Park moved around the corner from me, you know. And this is the time where it was very, very wild. You know what I'm saying? Very, very wild. But it wasn't wild to me because I was out there. You know what I'm saying? I was, you know, it wasn't a big deal to me. You know what I'm saying? But Tech used to come to the crib every day. I used to crack you in Madden. You already know Tech. He used to use the Panthers. Remember when I think his name was Biaka Tuka was on the Panthers, when the Panthers was like an expansion team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he used to use that. And I call Hakeem Green because he's weird. Because when he lived on my block, I made sure, and my family made sure nothing happened to me. And he thinks I'm a Trump supporter, so he blocked me. So what I do, I erase all his videos and I disassociate with him. He's a weirdo. Because if you know somebody in real life, you don't play weird on the internet. You just call somebody, yeah, Carl Thomas lived on Clinton. Carl Thomas might have lived in Easy Mo B building. Carl Banks used to be, April Walker, all of them is from my neighborhood. So again, if you know somebody personally, you call their phone. You don't play little political games on the internet over, oh, you like Trump and all that. Listen, I never said I like nobody. All I said was don't lie on somebody. If you're going to discredit somebody, discredit them with the truth. When you try to discredit somebody with a lie, you lose your credibility. That's all I said. But you know, people funding come from certain political parties and what they trying to do. So they got to save face for the internet. Bozo. Complete bozo. So fuck him. Oh, I was supposed to say him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just silly shit like that. And this is a guy y'all know I had on my platform plenty of times. Somebody I corresponded with. Went on the record and said he moved on my block. I made sure he was good. So again, I was outside. See, it's something about the internet that y'all will never know truthfully who I am, what I am, and all that, because that's not for the internet. And that's corny. I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown-ass man. How I live my life at 25 is not how I live my life now. I don't think the same. I don't carry myself the same. And none of that applies to me as the young 25-year-old man, 22-year-old man, and now. You know what I'm saying? Get to the content you just got here. If you want to get the fuck out of here, I can help you. So don't ever in your life come into my chat and tell me what to do. That's another thing I don't rock with, because the story is done. I covered that a long time ago. Don't come in here on the hour, say, get to the content. Get to your mother. Anyway, I ain't go off in a while, but I just felt like it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, my neighborhood had a lot of people, but, you know, when you see Erica Oded Prez moved around the way, it was a lot of people that moved around the way. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, yeah, because you got to understand, you know, segue, and I'm all for that. You know, when we dealing with politics, and I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm going to keep it real with you. I almost did some sucker shit the other day, and I self-checked myself. I analyzed myself. I seen somebody that I know on X, aka Twitter, put Biden 2024. Now, I don't particularly agree with that. And I started to unfollow them because they typed that, right? And then I said, you'll be a real sucker to do that. Like, you know this person, just because of their political beliefs and what they stand for, you're gonna unfollow them? Nah, you being a bitch. So I didn't unfollow them. That's the type of person I am. I'm critical, but I stand my criticism. I also hold myself to the fire. So if I unfollow somebody behind their own political beliefs, that would be some weak shit. No, ODB is from down the block. Mike Tyson and them is from Brownsville. But Little Fame, My brother used to ride he used to ride bikes together. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I love Brooklyn. Mano is from the other side, but down Nostrand. You know what I'm saying? But I checked myself. I said, what type of bitch ass nigga would you be to unfollow him for his political beliefs? That's some sucker shit. You know that dude. You know what I'm saying? And that I don't see when I allow people to be individuals. You don't have to think like I think or be like me. So that's why when people be like, yo, I lost all respect for you. Let me explain something to you. So if you respected me 99 times and then I did something one time and you don't respect me, you lost all 99 or for one? You see what I'm saying? So sometimes I just keep scrolling. Sometimes it doesn't apply to me. I shouldn't be angry. I shouldn't be mad. I shouldn't be triggered by anybody else's thoughts. That's how they feel. I don't live my life a certain way. I don't subscribe to certain things. So I just move away from it. You know what I'm saying? I move away from it. So I see stuff like I see some girls I got a lot of respect for. I'm very, very critical about twerking and that orange filter. A lot of you ladies, y'all be looking orange. I don't know what that's about. The filter is orange, you're not orange. So sometimes I wanna, but I be like, yo, don't be. Shout out to all the followers coming. Shout out to y'all, all the subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So you can ask me, you know what? You can ask me if you hit the super chat. Hit super chat and ask me the question and I'll answer you. How about that? Super chat is open too. So is the Cash App. I've been giving y'all great shows too, man. But again, see, for me, I do a lot of it's an orange filter. I don't want to put nobody on blast. But there's a lot of times I be doing a lot of self-checking. I be like, yo, nah, don't be no sucker. You understand what I'm saying? I be like, yo, don't be no sucker. Don't be no punk. Because then you just like them. So if somebody do something to you that you consider to be some sucker punk shit, if you do it back, you know you a sucker and a punk now too, right? The best thing to do is just disassociate. I'd be like, all right, I see what it is. You know what I'm saying? I see what it is. You know what I'm saying? I just don't deal with people. And you know, you have the right to deal with who you want to deal with and not deal with who you want to deal with. Don't ever think that you have to deal with something. You don't have to. Sometimes for your sanity, sometimes for your peace of mind, sometimes for your mental health, because you know everybody's talking about my mental health, you know, which is a very overused buzzword. Just don't deal with certain things. That's how I be. Sometimes, you know, you see a lot of people come on, they do lives every day. Some people have great topics. I watch them too. But sometimes if I don't have nothing to say, I'm just not going to just sit before y'all and just talk and talk and talk and talk. I like to give y'all topics. I like to give y'all insight. I like to give y'all different things to ponder, to think about. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to do. And I got some great interviews coming up. If you didn't see my Todd Fife clip, do it. And let me explain something else to y'all too before I go. So I was taught by a YouTube rep. And this is one to grow on. I shouldn't be giving this to y'all, but I'm going to give it to you. Not y'all, not the winning team. Remember, we the winning team. My chat is the winning team. YouTube, as I was taught, has 3 algorithms. They have a live algorithm, they have an upload algorithm, and a short algorithm. So being that I do so many lives, when I upload now, I'm not in that algorithm. So sometimes you'll see me upload videos and the views will be very, very low because it doesn't really propagate the way the lives do. So that's why the views is low. Shorts, they like shorts because people could go down the rabbit hole in the shorts. So shorts do good numbers, but shorts don't pay that much. But the real money maker is your uploads. If you notice, I'm not dissing them and not even angry at them. Vlad doesn't never go live. Some of the big channels, they never do live. So Vlad never goes live. Say Cheese, they never go live. They do upload because they're in the upload algorithm. I'm in the live stream algorithm. So that's why my lives do 10,000 better, but the uploads don't. So what I'm trying to do now, I'm trying to find a way to get back in both of them because I was in both of them. So as I overload with content, I just need y'all to ride with me. That's why hitting the like button is important. Because if you like what I do, it's not about me. Take me out of the equation. Take me personally out of the equation. How you feel about me, don't feel about me personally. If you like the information I give you, if you like what I've done for the culture, if you like what I brought to you for all these years, like because of that. Because if you don't have me, who you left with? I was gone for 2 months. So now I'm back, but I was gone for 2 months. And who was you really left with? You know, so that's why that takes place. So sometimes people always looking at other people's views. Yo, your views. I don't talk about people's views. You know what I do on a lot of channels? I just hit the like button because I know how it helps people. I just hit like. And why would I watch something and not hit like? If I'm watching it, just hit the like. It's just proper etiquette. It's almost equivalent to walking into somebody's house and wiping off your shoes. You know, so with that, yo, I am who I am. Salute to y'all, as always. So let's see how this unfolds. Let's see how this plays out. Easy Mo B, we had a long conversation. He said that I should have did it live for y'all. So I'm going to make that happen. Shout out to my big bro. Easy Mo B. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Man. Reason why I love this, the way I love this, and sometimes I might come off kind of passionate, and the passion sometimes is confused with anger, jaded, bitter, or grumpy. I really love this, man. Like, I really, really grew up in this. Like, I really grew up. I started when I was like 12 as a DJ, and by the time I was 15, I was already touring on the road, 15 years old. It took me off the street, right? But my big bros is like Pete Rock and Easy Mo B. And I could call Pete Rock. I could call Easy Mo B. I could call Raheem from the Furious Five. I could call Scorpio from the Furious Five. And these people pick up the phone and we talk. Like, sometimes I have to pinch myself and say, yo, your fucking life is great, man. Like, you Pete Rock. Like, I call Pete right now. He gonna pick up, bro, what up? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and sometimes it's, Eric Sermon. Like, these is my big bros. And I could just call them and be like, yo, what's good? And they're never going to say, I don't want to talk. Then I could call the West Coast. I could call MC8. I could call Glasses Malone. I could call Bishop Lamont. I could call, who else over there? Rick Rock. You know what I'm saying? It's like people I could call and just talk hip hop. Like, sometimes we just talk, if you could be a fly on the wall, that's why I say I gotta bring it to y'all, because if you could be a fly on the wall, what you would hear, you'd be like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh wow. But I say DR Period. Shout out to DR Period. DR Period did a lot of the MOP stuff. He did Annie Up. He did More Murder, More Money, More Murder, More Homicide for Nas and AZ. He did Broken Language. He also did Hey Ma for Cameron. He did a lot of music. And Foxy Brown started with DR Period. That's why I ended it with his name. Foxy Brown did not start with Jay-Z. Foxy Brown did not start with Nas. Foxy Brown did not start with Trackmasters. She started with DR Period. Foxy Brown was in there when Smooth the Hustler and them was in there. When they were there, DR Period was her first producer. So we think it's Jay-Z, no, that's DR Period. Foxy Brown wasn't even her name. We'll get that story told one day. Matter of fact, I'll call DR and set that up. But we're supposed to sit down face-to-face because I want to do a little bit more face-to-face interviews with people. But yeah, I'm just giving y'all some hip-hop history. Foxy Brown ain't no nigga. She did not start ain't no nigga. That's not the beginning. So a lot of times when people say, Jay-Z, Foxy, no, she already had shit she was doing prior to even knowing Jay-Z. But prior to knowing Nas, it's DR period. Ask him. Yeah. Smooth the Hustler, according to him, he said he wrote the Ain't No Nigga verse. It's on the Forbes DVD channel, one of my interviews. Damn, I got so many interviews out here, but I like the way dudes be renewing my history. It's dope. So, yo, man, I got to run. I got some clothes. You know, when you go to the gym a lot, for my gym people, you have to always wash clothes because the clothes be sweaty and stink. So I wash clothes like every 2-3 days. Yeah, shout out to the homie Gav. That's the bro. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but Foxy Brown come from DR period. The same place, DR period, started MOP, Smooth the Hustler and Trigger, Pat Pools, Foxy Brown. And it might be Jinx the Juvie too. All started with DR period. So put some respect on that man's name. You know what I'm saying? DR period. Look him up. Tell him I sent you. Go to his Instagram and tell him I sent you. Legendary producer. But sometimes we be on the phone. We start talking beats. We be on the phone for like 3-4 hours. And that's like, you know, that's like my favorite conversation producer stuff. So that's why I want y'all to watch this Ty Fife interview and others, because there's a lot of producer stuff that we discuss in there. And we start talking about, the intricacies of production. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, man, salute to y'all, man. All the music that you hear on this channel,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
I'm my own producer. I make my own beats. I do my own graphics. I do my own lighting. And I only do this because I love this shit. UK in the building. Shout out to the UK. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Gavin is credited for Hate Me Now. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit, the Pyramid. But the Pyramid, I was like 300 pounds at the Pyramid. I'm not the same dude. No, OC is from Bushwick. But that's my bro, too. You know what I'm saying? Buck Wild. God damn, like, I ain't called Bucky in a while. I got to call Buck Wild. Buck, shout out. You know what I got to do? I got to do a top 10 producer. Top 20, because 10 is too much. But I got to do a top 20 producers. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Henry Blanco, what's good, bro? So, yo, let me run this right here. I'm going to tell y'all where this sample come from, because if somebody bite me, this right here is Aretha Franklin. I got to find me an angel. And I played keys on this, too.